Glenda, all about that natural hair. And no, my hair is not tore up from the floor up. I did my hair yesterday and I used my Rev Hair blow dryer. You know, that real big, huge blow dryer that I have. Praise God that I love. It doesn't, I see a lot of women use that hair dryer, and maybe I'm not using it right, but it actually doesn't straighten my hair um, bone straight. I only use it to like knock the water out of my hair, if that makes sense, um, and kind of get my hair like stretched out a little bit. But I'm not looking for a bone straight when I use it. There's no comb attachment or anything. And so at the roots, my hair is still kind of tough, is what I want to say. It's still kind of kinky at the roots. But it is really true. I was listening to a YouTuber, and it is really true. If you, to me, I found it to be true. If you're interested in length retention and that kind of thing, you might want to wear more stretch styles or stretch your hair um, as often as possible without a lot of heat or no heat at all, one or the other. And to me, that Timu is the easiest way for me to stretch my hair for length retention. And see, and since I'm, at the place now in my life where I'm really not all into the styles and styling my hair and all of that, I do wear sometimes protective styles. I don't wear them that much because my roots are really tender. They always have been. I'm tender headed, so I don't like to wear a lot of braids. It just, to me, it pulls too much on the hair shaft, on the root, on the follicle. And research tells us that the way we braid our hair and that kind of thing is really not good. Over time, as you get older, you're going to start losing hair, and some of us have even picked up contractual alopecia, which is not always hereditary. Sometimes alopecia sets in when we're getting too many braid styles, or when we're wearing too many wigs, too many sew-ins, too many crochet styles, and it's pulling on our natural hair, and it's pulling on our roots. So it's causing breakage and different things. And when I first went natural, I found that the wash and go was the best, and it is a protective style. The wash and go is a great protective style for me. It was. Now I hear some beauticians saying you shouldn't let your hair air dry. Why not? Like, as long as you're not messing with your ends, how can your ends break? As long as you're taking care of your ends. You understand? And like one YouTuber said, what have your ends done to you? Did your ends take your man or something? I don't. Why are you so upset with your ends? And so now I'm not growing, or I don't expect my hair to be the same length all over my head, as long as my hair is healthy. Why? Because it's been a journey for me. And not only that, I know that God did not design every last one of my hair follicles to grow at the same time, the same length, so that my hair is going to be the same length. So I could get a trim or a cut, and then a month later, my hair is uneven again, or in a couple of months. So, all the beauticians that want to cut that straight line, I'm not into the straight line. So I may trim my ends when my hair is twist, and I trim each individual twist. Okay. And today, what I want to discuss, to talk about, was actually three things. Were actually three things. I want to talk about some new oils that I've discovered, because as you're on this journey, you have to adapt, and you have to understand that sometimes you might need to get a little more aggressive with your hair treatments and your internal treatment of your hair growth. because there's an external and there's an internal treatment for hair growth. Number one, water is essential. And I'm at a point in my life where that's basically if I don't have a cup of coffee or my hair tonic that I drink, hair milkshake, my cachava, I'm basically all day I'm drinking water. No sodas. I don't do juices. Not to say that some juices are not good for you. You can juice your own natural juice, but you have to remember all juice has sugar. So, I mean, you're not going to get away, even though it's 100% natural sugar or natural juice, it's still sugar. Okay. So, I don't do juices. I don't do Gatorades like that. Mm, every maybe once a month, I might go to McDonald's and get a lemonade. And but it's not an everyday thing for me. I go to the restaurant, first thing I order, I learned. And this was by habit. I made it a discipline habit. Don't order tea, don't order lemonade, order water. Order water. And you have so many people that just do not drink water. I learned to be a lover of water long before I started landscaping or working in the profession that I have now. I learned to love water when I was teaching middle school. I would keep a huge jug of water on my desk and I would sip on it all day long. Now, of course, you're going to go to the bathroom, but your bladder will get used to it over time and you won't have to go to the bathroom as often. Your bladder will get used to holding the water. But at any rate, there's some oils that I recently found out about. Some of them I was already using, and some of them I just recently started using. Um, but this is an oil that there are five really great oils, five essentials, and you'll be surprised. One of them is not, and lavender is not one of them. Even though lavender is a great oil, okay, for making your hair grow longer and thicker. Lavender oil um, helps the hair to grow longer, and and castor oil helps your hair to grow thicker, the thickness of the hair. Okay, so and I do use both of those oils, but I actually have two different oil combinations that I use during the week and one melatonin combination. So I use three different massage therapies for my scalp during the week that I make myself. Okay. Oh, Jesus, must be sinus season. I don't know, but I'm just itching everywhere. But anyway, the newest oil, well, oil that I've been using, and it is in my one of my combinations, is jojoba. Okay, jojoba oil, and this is 100% pure, cold pressed. That's what you want to get: cold pressed, unrefined jojoba oil. Jojoba oil is a great oil because jojoba oil is very, very close to your own natural sebum oil in your scalp. So when you put jojoba oil on your scalp, your follicles will lubricate in it and receive it because it's so similar to your own scalp oil. It's relatively thick and very, very good for your hair, and your follicles will love you for it. Okay. And it's a good carrier oil. Like a lot of times people want to say coconut oil or Botswana oil, which I do have both of those. Coconut oil, but some people can't use coconut oil like that. I know I can't always use. I use coconut oil, but coconut oil is not that great. Even though coconut oil is supposed to be a moisturizer or something. I keep scratching, Lord. Y'all forgive me for scratching my nose. It's sinus season for me, but coconut oil is good for some, brown women, and coconut oil, or any woman, because, all women use some type of oil. Most women, even Caucasian women, use oil. They do. They use oil. Not as much as we do, but they do use it. Okay. And then there's another oil that actually comes from a bird. And I can't think of the bird that it comes from. You guys can look it up. But it's called emu oil. So this is an oil, and I was a little leery of this. I was like, putting bird oil in my hair. I'm gonna try it, y'all. I've already tried it. And I love it so far. But emu oil is actually a healing oil, scalp healing oil, and it's real good for hair growth. Emu oil. And then, of course, there's an oil that I'd already been using, like jojoba oil. I had already been using peppermint oil. Peppermint oil is really good. I remember when I had like a rash and I used peppermint oil, and that peppermint oil really knocked it out. But peppermint oil is an oil that really needs to be mixed with some type of carrier oil, like jojoba oil, because peppermint oil can be a little, it can, I wouldn't say irritate or burn, but your scalp may have a sensitivity to it. So you might want to mix that with another oil, as well as rosemary oil, number 4. And I had already been using rosemary oil. Is an oil for hair growth. You want your hair, it stops hair loss. Another oil that is great for blocking the DHT hormone, because I had been using rosemary oil, okay? But when I crossed over and started using that in combination with pumpkin seed oil, oh my God, the truth. So there you have your 5 different oils. You have your emu oil, your jojoba oil, your peppermint oil, your rosemary oil, and your pumpkin seed oil. And you can actually make a tonic, which is what I did, an oil tonic with about 5 drops, maybe a little more jojoba oil, because jojoba oil is like a carrier for all 3 or 4 of the other oils. So I mixed them all 5 together and made them a combination of a massage oil that I massage into my roots, okay, every other day. Now, in between those days, every other night, let's put it like that. Now, I put it in at night before I put my scarves on and stuff, so it doesn't get on my pillow and all of that. And I massage it in real good. Okay. Every other night. And then in the morning time, which this morning I haven't done it yet, so I guess I'll do it now. I'll use this in a minute, but I use melatonin. Now, this melatonin I got from a company called Advanced Trichology. Now, a trichologist is an individual that studies the growth of hair and skin. So, trichology is a really good field to go into. If you go on this website, there's a licensed trichologist who has the site. He has several videos on there. He has videos on YouTube too, where he talks about hair growth, hair loss in women, hair loss in men, what's different about the two of them, and how you can keep your hair. And he has products on there. This is one product that I use, that I started using way back in, I think, April or May. It was, toward the beginning of the year. And now it's toward the end of the year. And I can truly say that up in this area, it has really, really, really done some justice for me. Because up in this area, it's a hereditary thing for me. And most women, a lot of women, it is as we get older. I had no problems in the back, on the sides, nothing. But I don't care how much rosemary oil, lavender oil, whatever I did, it was maintaining it, but not helping it to grow. And at one time in my life, this was the longest part of my hair. and it had started to shedding. And even though I was doing the DHT, I was doing the rinses, the lavender rinse, the black tea rinse, the herbal rinses, it it just wasn't doing the thing. But when I started using the melatonin, and I only use the melatonin in the morning, a few drops on my roots, and I massage it in. Initially, I was using it once in the morning and in the evening, but now I only use it in the morning. And I also use this product called Follicle Growth, which is his hair vitamin. Now, I was using Vitafusion, which Vitafusion I still do take sometimes, but I noticed that this vitamin that he has a few more essential things. Like, for instance, it has 5,000 milligrams of biotin, which I take about 10,000 a day because I have biotin drops that I take, and I take biotin internally mostly. I don't take it externally, although I have used it externally. But I find it to be more effective internally. Biotin is like fertilizer to your hair follicles for internal growth. Then he has a DHT blocker. I take 2 of these in the morning and 2 in the evening, just about every day. Okay. Now, I told you about my first oil tonic. I don't have everything for my second oil tonic, but I'll let you see what it looks like. Okay, now this is a mixture of about 6 different oils: lavender, tea tree, peppermint, maybe more than 6, rosemary, pumpkin, castor oil, vitamin C, ashwagandha, so it's more than 6. It's actually 9. And Hahula, I think it's pronounced oil. So this has a mixture of about 9 different oils. So, but in this, I had already made this before I got my new tonic, and I had so much of it. Eventually, I'm gonna have to use it up and remix it with less oils in it because I don't need all of those because I have them in my other tonic. Okay, what's in here? It's what's not in my other tonic. So if I use one oil tonic on Monday night, then I use the second oil tonic on Tuesday night. Okay, so I kind of rotate with them. And then, of course, my melatonin I use during the day. Pop that in my head during the day. All right. So another thing I wanted to talk about, those are my tonics, and you can get them if you hit me up online, go to my website, all about that natural hair, and you can get the list, which I'm going to redo my list, but a lot of these things are on the list. There's the list of natural hair things and what they do. So one column, you have the actual oil, the herb, and on the other column is what they do. I want to talk about trouble spots. Spots that don't seem to grow and flourish like other spots do in your head. I noticed that on the left side of my head, and I don't even sleep, and I mostly sleep on my left side, but I noticed that that's the side of my head that flourishes the most. Don't ask me why. I treat both sides the same. As a matter of fact, on the right side, I treat it better because it doesn't grow, or it's a different texture at the root. Like, I blow dry my left side and it's straighter at the root. Blow dry my right side, and you can't hardly tell on the video, but it is like 3 times still kinky. And I blew it the same. Okay, my left side of my hair, like right in here, basically all the same length, flourishing, all of that. This side of my hair in this area right here is just like failed to comply. Um, and so what I usually have to do with my left side is to get it like even off, or to get this part right here lay down a little bit more. I don't put gel on it or anything. I put my Timu on a very, very low setting, like a 2. Like that's like 300 degrees, because I'm not trying to cook my hair. And I use a product called Main Magic Cocoa Custard. The truth, okay? And this product is made by a hair coach, licensed cosmetologist, great girl, online, talks about um, hair growth. Her site is called Coconuts. And when you open up the site, there's this girl with this beautiful mane of hair. All of us, she has a different texture from me or probably you, but all of us want to get the same results, the best results we can do with what God gave us. That's what when I had started my hair journey, I just wanted to get the best results. And now, I looked at my hair today. My hair is probably longer, or just as long as it was, even more so than when I was a little girl. Okay, so I can ask for more, but I'm blessed because I remember when it wasn't, because I just didn't know how to take care of it. I wasn't taking care of it right. So this has a lot of the oils that I use, like cocoa butter, mango butter, uh, muru muru butter, which I've used before. Um, Pomegranate oil I've never used. I do use lemon oil. And that tonic, I believe, had lemon oil. I left out, I forgot about lemon oil. Chamomile oil. Now, I don't use chamomile oil, but I do drink chamomile tea. So I get chamomile internal. I also drink um, hawthorn tea, chamomile tea, rosemary tea, and there's another tea, hibiscus tea. Oh, it's so good, hibiscus tea. And I do use hibiscus herb in my hair mask. Hibiscus herb. Castor oil. It has castor oil in it. So this stuff right here, I had bought it before. This is my third time. This is a better batch than the last time, because last time I got a batch, it wasn't creamy like this. For some reason, it just didn't solidify right. And then it spilled over when it came and all of that. But this time she packaged it a lot better. And it's real creamy. It smells like lemon oil. So lemon oil is breaking through like peppermint oil would, or rosemary oil in the scent. So it's outdoing the other oils as far as the smell is concerned. I use this to cover my hair, protect it from heat. I have heat protectant spray, but this is a good protectant. So I use this, protect my hair. I also use this on my ends, because while you're treating your root, you need to also treat your ends. So I would take the ends of my hair and just small piece, and I would take this cream. It's more like a cream or a custard, and just a little bit, maybe like a dime size, and start like from my end, halfway down the hair shaft, and make sure I massage it into my ends. And I'm gonna tell you what this does, guys. This helps eliminate for me knots. I actually use this to detangle my hair. I put it on my fingers, because when you're like undoing your hair, you're causing friction when you're touching your hair. Well, this is keep minimizes the friction so that your hair doesn't start to break or anything like that. And it, you know what I'm saying? It minimizes the friction. So when you pull it apart, it just easily pulls apart. Okay. So you have that. And so I use this, I probably use this on these ends. So this is what I have clipped here is the trouble area. I have clipped this and clipped this and clipped this. So I can't really clip it no more right now. So I'm actively working on this part of my head. Just putting this on the ends, keeping the ends every day, actively putting this on my ends, massaging it in. This will help prevent the breakage because this is my trouble area. This is my trouble spot. And then I had to put a little bit on this part of my hair, actively using my Temu, use my fingers to kind of separate it. Put some in the middle because we don't want any more breakage. And we're going to use the Temu to kind of a little bit, just a little bit. And it's not gonna, it's gonna turn, because this is not like hot at all. Like it's, and even though it's not gonna give me the same consistency as I have over here, at least it's not gonna worry my mind because it's so poofy. And I'm just trying to get rid of the poof. That's it. Just calm the poof down. So that got the poof. And then here too, we're gonna get the poof, just the poofy part. Just the poofy. Uh-oh. I didn't mean to do that. So we just getting the poofy part to calm down. Once we get the poofy part, just the poofy, because that's the part that you got to take small pieces though. And I'm very impatient on this side of my hair. That's probably the problem too. I don't have a lot of patience because I'm like, why can't you do like the other side? I mean, it even feels different. Like it's a different texture. So we're going closer to the root right here. And it's only like about maybe 2 inches on the root. And that's about it. Okay. Yeah. So to me, like to take the poof down a little bit makes me feel better. It really does. It makes me feel better. And then, like I said, I take it and I put that on the ends and I treat my ends maybe 2 or 3 times a week with it. And for me, it has kept the breakage Like I haven't been seeing since I've been using it. And I'll tell you something else that I've been using. I have tried detangle stuff, so much detangle stuff. You would not believe it. But when I started using Main Magic growth sauce on my wet hair to help detangle my hair, the truth. And I always said, I can't detangle my hair. I have to use a comb, blah, blah, blah. But when I use this, I can actually detangle my hair. And this is a miracle for me. I can actually detangle my hair with my fingers now using this. Put it on a knot, not be gone. I don't, and it's whatever she got in this right here. Coconut oil. So this is coconut oil. This is a shea butter, lemon, lavender, peppermint, babosa oil, which I do have, yang oil, and rosemary oil. This right here combination is a great detangler. This girl has done her research. This detangles my hair. And I have been using this for the last few months. I don't know, about 3 or 4 months. And my hair has been thriving, y'all. I can see more growth. I was on the couch blowing my hair, and my hair was going down the back of the couch when I would sit back. I could hear it like brush the wall. And that's a lot on this journey. And I'm looking forward to during the winter time. I've worn a couple of wigs a couple of times, but this tomorrow when I go to church, if God permit, and I go to church, I'm probably just gonna wear my hair in a bun, put my glasses on, and do that teacher intelligent look, which is what I call, and just put my hair in a French roll bun overnight, just tie it down at night so that my edges are pretty smooth, and put my Main Magic around on the sides. Yep, tie it down at night, get up in the morning, put the bun in there, and just go on from there. You know what I mean? And just do that. But this is like the trouble side, my right side, just in this area, not in the back, because the back of my right side is just as long as the left side. I did have some breakage in the back, but then it grew back, and now it's the same length as my left side. That's just God. I trimmed it, and I didn't do a big chop or anything like that. I just had patience. Just have patience, like I do now, and just trimmed it and trimmed it and trimmed it and trimmed it, little tiny bits at a time, maybe 1/4 of an inch, every 3 months or every 2 months, until I had trimmed off enough and just kept pampering my head. Because I don't go with this theory of if you don't cut 2 or 3 inches off on your hair, it's just going to keep splitting. I don't go with that theory, because that's scientifically unproven. See, that's just something somebody done said. And if it works for you, it works for you, but it didn't work for me. So right now I'm just showing you guys, I've already trimmed my hair, but I wanted to show you, like, I trimmed it on the ends, what it looks like. And that's pretty natural. It's straighter at the ends, of course, than it is at the roots, because, of course, that blow drying, I didn't really, the Temu doesn't really It's a good blow dryer, but it doesn't really get the roots like that. If you want to know the truth, what I'm doing now is just putting some of this cocoa on. And here's a good example. Okay, so rather than fight with my head, I take the cocoa. Hold on, guys. Here it is. And I take a small pen, straight pen, and I kind of pick at it rather than trying to get a comb and comb it out. Because a lot of times what a knot is, it's your dead hair working its way down the hair shaft. And as it works its way down, it gets tangled, especially the longer your hair. You're going to experience, the longer your hair gets, I'm here to tell you right now, the more knots you are going to experience. I don't care how much you trim your ends. They can talk all that. I trim my end crap all day. But you gonna have a knot. You're not gonna be able to experience, especially depending on your texture too. It depends too on your texture of hair and your curl pattern. And I just take my time, work with it, because I know eventually it's coming out. There it is. One piece of hair. You tangle around. Mm-hmm. It is right there. It's hanging around. Don't want to come out. I'm not crazy. Before you repair scissors, just take your time and work with it. You get it out. And that, I mean, it depends on too. Like I said, your curl pattern and what your curl pattern is like. Have this pen, I tell you, take a minute. Now, if you got bad eyesight, you're not gonna be able to do this. But I don't have bad eyesight. Sometimes it's like almost like threading a needle, getting these knots out. Like threading a needle. I just got that piece out. There we go. Like threading a needle. There we go. And it's gone. Not be gone. And it was one piece of hair. One piece of hair that wanted to come out. But like I said, when your hair is getting longer, if it's getting longer, you're going to experience, because it takes time depending on the thickness, the density, the curl pattern, and your hair type. There is no way you'll just be cutting your hair forever, saying all these knots, split ends, blah, 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 blah. Have patience with your hair. And I had to learn how to do that. Have patience, because a lot of people looking at my hair like this, looking back here, talking about, oh, she need to clip her ends. I'm not clipping my ends like that. I'm going to trim and dust my ends. Because a lot of times people that tell you to cut your hair like that, they ain't got no hair. Have you ever noticed that don't let no beautician, I'm going to tell you, my rule of thumb is I stopped letting people mess with my hair that couldn't do their own head. If you're a beautician and that's your profession, and you say you do hair, and every time I get in your chair, your hair is tore up, you don't do no hair. At least not my hair. Because you can't maintain your hair. Okay, so now, oh, I forgot to show you another thing that I use. If I use a protective style, or if I feel any soreness in my head, I use Mane Magic Soothing Scalp Salve. This stuff right here, hallelujah. That's all I can say. Girl, Bakuri butter, mango butter, shea butter, peppermint, tea tree. Now, this one has tea tree in it. Clary sage, cedarwood oil, and rosemary. Giving you the ugly face. And you know, if you giving the ugly face, it's some good stuff. This stuff right here, ordered it again, loved it, used it all. And it only takes a little bit. That's why you only get a little jar, because you only need a little bit of it. You don't need a lot of it. You only need a little bit. And I don't know how this happened. Something cut into my screen and I'm trying to get rid of it. Go. And it doesn't want to go. Okay, it just went. All right. So just to let you guys know that. All right. So I'm loving I did was, ouch. See that? This side of my, it's just like nappy, and you reach in it, and I just did the T move, and it's still tripping. What happened? Can you guys still see me? I don't know, because something just cut into my screen again. And I know this Microsoft sometimes will go crazy on my computer. Microsoft. Restarting default microphone. So everything should be back now. Sorry, guys. But anyway, that's just showing you the trouble spots, because we all have trouble spots. And I just have to have patience, just keep my routine going and I have seen improvement. I forgot to say that, because I was able to clamp it all the way down to here. Okay. And last time I think it was up to here. So no, up to here. So I have seen this much growth on the trouble spot. And the trouble spot is actually this piece right here. This is the trouble spot, or what I consider to be the spot that's most vulnerable. And I have clipped the ends on this and done all of it, but I'm trying to get this one spot right here to grow out. Now the opposite side is considerably longer. See? As y'all can see. It's hard to tell. But this side is longer. And it's not as, see how it's straighter, it's not as rough. See how this is like kinky, real rough. But this is actually grown out because it was actually right about here. I would say about right there. So it is growing out. It's just that the hair up under it is longer as well. So I just wanted to get to the point where it's no longer a trouble spot. And what I'll probably do today is like finger part my hair, put some Main Magic in it, and tie it back up. I wasn't planning on really going out today because it is cold outside. But if we get some sun, I might ride out. I know I have a couple of events to make today to my contractors. Just a couple. I had just one property that closed. The rest of them are closing early next week. Well, they've already closed, but payments won't come out until the beginning of next week. So I'm paying a couple of guys today on a couple of properties. I'm looking for some invoices to come through and that kind of thing, but I won't be doing too much today. Maybe my grandchildren will come over and work a little bit on the tree or whatever. Okay. So you guys have a great, fabulous day. Love you. And remember, it's all about that natural hair, going back to basics, DIY, DIY, yeah, DIY. Do it yourself. Okay? Do it yourself. And if you can't eat it, it probably shouldn't go into your hair or on your head if you can't put it in your body. Okay? So love you guys. And remember, Life Now. We missed our broadcast last week because I had food poisoning. And Dr. Lee was under duress as well. So we both were like under attack. I don't know if he's coming on this Sunday, but I am. And I am so excited about what I am going to be teaching this Sunday because Dr. Lee is very busy and he may not always come on for every episode, but I'll be there. Others will be there on the episode, so you won't be lonely. But I guarantee you this is going to be some fabulous teaching. I plan on teaching about, because we're talking about health and healing your life. Not just physical healing, but also mental healing, so that you can have life and that more abundant. You cannot have abundant life if you're under stress, if you're physically ill. That's not abundant. Okay? So you want to have peace of mind. And this Sunday, with the Lord's help, I'm going to be talking about the message is called, and it's something I learned at church. It's called the Gibeonite principle. The Gibeonite principle. Okay? And you don't want to use that. You want to understand that principle because it's all about having the right type of people in your life and learning to let go of those that are not, or how to prevent, let's talk about this, the connecting with the wrong type of people, how to shield yourself from getting caught up with losers. Because unfortunately, there are losers in this life. Whether it's a relationship, a business connection, no matter what kind of personal relationship, family, no matter what it is, there are losers in this life. And I'm going to be talking about Gibeonite principle. You don't want to miss it because it talks about how God people got caught up with the wrong people and how they paid for it, but how God rescued them. Because here's the thing, you get caught up with the wrong person, God can rescue you. Okay? But if God has to rescue you and save your life, that means that you have had to go through changes having this individual connected to you for however long, when you could have saved yourself that time without God having to come in and redeem your time. Okay, because after that person leaves, you're going to be living on redemptive time, because you're going to have to get back what they took in order to go on. Amen. And you don't want too many of those people coming into your life. Matter of fact, you want to eliminate your life from having to, and it's how we mature in the Lord. Because when we first get saved, we don't know any better. And it sometimes can take years before you can understand the fact that everybody is not going where you are going. They're just not. You can't save everybody. Even somebody that you consider to be your long life friend. Can't do it. Only the Lord Jesus. All right, guys, love you. Have a fabulous day. And remember, it's all about the